Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. As you probably already know, a lot of pressure is put on the free countries to join um, the script put forth by the club. And that is, in this case, the country that a lot of pressure is put on is India. India became a very, very important country all of a sudden. Not that it wasn't before that, but it didn't play such a role because it doesn't go along with the script. And what's the script? Condemn Russia. Yes, no, they could have different opinions, different goals, different interests, different values for that matter. In this case, India refuses to condemn Russia the way that it's required to. I'm going to tell you a story in Romania when it was a communist system or socialist system by a communist government, and it was the cult of personality for the leader of Romania at that time, which was Nicolae Ceausescu, who was a dictator. He had his good, he's got bad stuff too, like any other person. When you would go, and I know this from adults who told me that, not I was too young to be involved in such a thing. But adults used to go and participate in rallies and rallies pro, never con, pro, and they were supposed to applaud. Now, if you did not show a certain level of enthusiasm, that means from extraordinary to fantastic, you have people in the crowd that were from the certain um, services in the society. They would elbow you and say, "What are you doing, man? Clap!" And you were like Eddie Murphy, if you remember. Yeah, if you're just clapping, yes, 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 right. It was like, oh my God, you had to do it, but you did not show enthusiasm, high enough enthusiasm, like with Stalin, the same way. You could get in trouble. So I think it's happening right now with India. India condemned Russia, but not too much. It didn't go all the way. So these are things that you could see if you lived in a different system. It's very easy. So we have an article here from Barron's, and it's from May 10th, 2022 by Manjari Chatterjee Miller and Zoe Jordan. So this is the title. India is reluctant to condemn Russia. Its history with China looms large. So what are they trying to say? India, now you don't condemn Russia, but then when China is going to punch you in the face, you're going to come crying to us. Remember your history with China? Now, what's happening over there with Ukraine and Russia, China is on Russia's side, and then they will form something, and then when they get stronger, they will look at their territorial disputes that China has with India, and then you're going to be punched in the face. Now, that is a assessment of India's and China being in the 50s, 1950s, 60s, 70s, and the same thing with Russia. A big mistake that I see here in our experts' assessments and senior analysts and politicians is that they look at certain offices, not the leaders, or you can say leaders, and they conflate that leader or that office of the presidency, let's say, of Russia with Stalin. And they still think here that Russia is as it was in Stalin's time, with the gulags, with the purges, with nobody can say anything. They're just grabbed and taken and put over here to applaud and so on. It's not so, but they have this assessment somehow. Maybe that's right. I don't think it's right. I don't think that's accurate. Let's put it this way: not right, accurate. So the same thing with China. I'm not saying anything about the Xi Jinping and the Chinese communist system, communist party. So that's one thing. But I don't think these guys are at the same level as some other leaders in the past that really did some big leaps, if you know what I mean. So they think that the societies are the same, crude, rudimentary, cave people societies. It's not so. And when you assess things that way, you will make mistakes, because you're going to design your foreign policy taking in consideration these faulty assessments, in my opinion, my assessment, not opinion, and then you're going to come with the wrong conclusion. That's why they say Putin will do this, Putin will do that, and he doesn't. Putin will not do that, and he does it because the basic knowledge of the individual or of the country, of the society, is wrong. So then, you put the wrong ingredients, the cake will not be baked right. So here, this article talks about, the author says about China, who will learn from the Russian and Ukraine crisis, and India, who says here it's a major U.S. partner in the past, 10 years or so. The war in Ukraine is playing out differently. Ukraine risks distracting from the rise of China, and at worst, bolstering it. So then they talk about 1950s and post-colonial independent nations, India and China, had forged friendly ties based on the common opposition to imperialism. Yes, but these ties frayed as disagreements over their border surface, the disagreements. And this, the 1960s border negotiation between Chinese Premier Zhou Enlai and Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru revealed fundamental differences in how each side viewed the border. So that's 1960s. That's 60 years ago. What are you talking about? Things change. Things evolve or devolve. I think it evolved in this case. And besides, you can't claim, you can't keep the border. Yeah, it's true that a year ago, 2 years ago, they still at it, at the border. You saw those videos between the Chinese and Indian military over there. Yeah, that's true. But remember, there are other countries in Europe, many, I want to say most of them, who have territorial disputes. And I will take, for instance, France and Germany. Do you think they're okay? They're okay, but they're not okay. Remember, they have Lorraine, Alsace. They have over there. They have problems with their head. Now they decide, okay, that's yours because I lost the war. Things like this. And not only that, take any country, take Poland, take Romania, take Hungary, take Bulgaria, take Serbia. They all have, even Italy and Slovenia, and they have problems. They all think that this territory used to belong to my great-great-grandfather, and it's now you got it. But somehow they keep a balance. Somehow they evolved from killing one another to, okay, let's be it. Maybe for a while, I don't know, but still. So why don't they think that China and India will not capable just because the Russian and the Chinese are kind of together? Could be. But I think the ingredients you put in all this and your analysis with the wrong ingredients will, result in a faulty, wrong conclusion. The societies are not the same. Could be. The spirit could be. Things never forgotten, but still you can keep it lower and down. And they have atomic bombs, and I don't think they will show so much restraint in other countries in using them. So nevertheless, India still tries to, resist the pressures put on it by the club and messengers like Japan, and then you have the Great Britain as a messenger. I'm not talking about Biden. Biden is really from Biden. Blinken, when he visited India, he came straight from the club, rather from the leader. But then you have the, the house servant, the Great Britain with what's his name, Boris Johnson. He came over there, and then you had the Japanese, that's a bottom feeder of the club. He came over there, tried to bribe with 50 billion investments in India, and Modi said, thank you, but no, and so on. It's just goes like this. And they are the free world. Yeah, thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.